What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to OzSide Football, your number one football destination with an Australian twist. We're back with the OzSide Football Podcast. Myself, Jaden Blanco, and we got Hazmat. How are ya?
Yeah, welcome. Glad to be here. Beautiful Friday morning. Still in lockdown, but can't think of anything better to do.
Nothing better to do than sit in my robe, and you in your Arsenal jacket, and talk about the Euros.
Yeah.
The mighty Gunners.
Yeah, not the mighty, just the Gunners.
So we're gonna review the Final Four. So obviously we had the semi-finals just happen, and then we're gonna preview the final, of course. Do you wanna start with your boys, the Azzurri versus Spain?
The Azzurri. Yeah.
Did you watch the whole game?
Yeah, I did.
I only watched bits and pieces.
In terms of Italy, look, that was our biggest scare by far. Spain dominated us completely. And it was funny because they were getting a lot of passes together, but that's not where the opportunity came from. The opportunity kind of come from, we switched off in the middle. I believe it was off like a goal kick, something like that. And then Morata Morata gets the ball again, and he was, can't miss from where he was. So, so that was but watching the game, you thought there's the first half we played so bad, but I remember just thinking I can't believe it's 0-0.
Yeah.
But typical Italians though, just defend. Bonucci and Chiellini in that, whenever they put on that blue or white jersey, they are animals.
It's crazy how well they're doing in this tournament, considering their age.
Yeah.
They're going crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And then I remember just you could tell we kind of figured out, all right, we need to catch him on a counter here. And as soon as Kaiser picked up that ball, like I said, I've watched him from Fiorentina go to Juve. I knew straight away, he has grown in this tournament, but I knew straight away, he's gonna have a good chance here. And straight away it was a goal. So
yeah. And
then before you knew it, Spain were back in it and made for a really entertaining end of full time and then end of extra time. But I knew when we went to penalties, and I knew I just saw when Morata picked the ball up, I just thought
you knew he wasn't confident.
Yeah, I just thought but you know what? I don't know. Maybe he asked to take it, but the Spanish coach maybe backed him and said, Luis Enrique most probably backed him and said, "Oh yeah, you take this. You've scored. You've got us here." But I will say, if Spain had Morata played well in the 90, don't get me wrong, but if Spain had a Lewandowski, we wouldn't have won. No way.
If Spain had a number 9, then
yeah, a top 10 number 9, bring back El Nino type of thing. If they had him or a David Villa up top, in the old days, then it would have been a different story. But from a Spain perspective, I'd be pretty positive about that tournament based on two or three. I'll put 4 players in the thing: Pau Torres and Eric Garcia, Pedri, and Dani Olmo. Everyone knows what Dani Olmo is capable of at Leipzig. Everyone's knew that. But I think that's whereas I look at Italy and I go Federico Chiesa, Donnarumma, and Nicola Borella. You look at those 3 and you go, "Oh, we're in good hands here."
Yeah. So I think from a Spain perspective, I think that they did what we thought they would do, and they just played their 50 million passes game.
Yeah. And they try and stretch it out, but Italy's defense is just
exactly. And then I think where they found opportunities was the balls in behind, rather than just let's play the 400 Barcelona tiki-taka football, and then let's just sort of try to exploit the fact that Chiellini and Bonucci are in the mid 30s. Yeah. So I think
they're old.
Yeah. So I think from a Spanish perspective, especially as you said, they'll come out of this tournament thinking, we made it to the semi-final, when no one expected us to make it into a semi-final. I don't think anyone expected Spain to do anything this tournament. Round of 16, of course. But I don't think anyone thought they were going to do anything more, which is good for Luis Enrique's side moving forward. It is a problem of striker for them. Do they have that striker to put the goals in? Because they have the creation. They have Pedri. You have Dani Olmo. They have 2 guys there that'll create the goals for them. But will they have someone to finish that? I'm not too sure. Do they have anyone in the pipeline to finish that? I'm not too sure either. Exactly. And I feel bad for Morata because I feel like everyone criticizes him so much. And it's like he goes up to take that penalty kick, and not only does he have in his mind, he has the whole fucking nation on his shoulders, but he's also thinking, if I miss this, I'm gonna be clowned, even more clowned than I've already been. So that's I don't know.
I will
that's
say
something that I don't.
Yeah. When I was watching the game, because Morata come on in like late 50s, early 60th minute. But like Olmo played like as a 9 type of thing. But we kind of like drifted wide, and Ferran Torres kind of found himself in middle places as well. Yeah. But I thought when I was watching it, I was like, fuck, if they had Gerard Moreno here and Oyarzabal wasn't on the pitch, and Ferran was on the right, Olmo on the left, and Gerard Moreno up top, I think it would have been a very different game. Like, I just think they lacked like a decent number 9, and I thought it was surprising they started with Olmo on the pitch at like the number 9.
It was a weird like Man City false 9 type of operation where they didn't play with an out and out striker.
Yeah, but that's because they just the passing game they wanted to play.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is fair. Because everyone on that wing, everyone on that front three can finish. They're just not known as clinical finishers, but all of them are very capable.
Exactly. But I think that you put an out and out striker on Bonucci and Chiellini, and you give them something to think about. Like, if I'm Bonucci or Chiellini and I'm seeing Dani Olmo is the guy that I'm meant to be stopping from getting into the box, I'm thinking, easy job.
Yeah.
Like, I got that in the bag. I just need to think about Ferran Torres and Oyarzabal. I need to think about those two cutting inside. I don't need to think about Dani Olmo making runs in behind me or anything like that, because it's not his natural game. So I think from a Spanish perspective, tactically, I think they got it wrong. I think, interestingly enough, they did play that 400 passing game. I thought that they might switch it up because they know how good Italy is and how well they press and how sort of committed they are to continuously getting the ball back. But look, as you said, as a tournament, I think Spain can do very well for them. Like, sort of walk away from that and look to the World Cup and think, all right, we have some pieces in place. We have a Pedri that's going to get more match experience this coming season. We have a Dani Olmo that'll have more match experience, like Eric Garcia, Pau Torres. Like, they have pieces in place that'll do very well for them.
Even Laporte's fairly young for a centre back.
Yeah, 25, 26.
Yeah. So, like, they're in good hands. 27, but still, like, Chiellini and Bonucci are, like, they're going to play for Italy until they're, like, 37 odd. So, and then Spain are in good hands.
Yeah. As well as that, you have a Sergio Busquets as well. Someone who, like, an old head that's been there, done that, won the World Cup, won this, won everything. Yeah. So, someone that can sort of take that. That's the problem with, who were we talking about last episode? Where they didn't have any sort of experienced heads. Netherlands.
Oh, yeah.
So having someone like a Sergio Busquets there who's like a been there, done that type of guy. Jordi Alba as well. An experienced head in that team of young players. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be massive for them heading into the 2022 World Cup. So I think this tournament as a whole raised the expectations for Spain in people's minds more than I think we expected.
Yeah, I think I kind of thought about it the other day. I think the Spanish players, not all of them want to play for Barcelona and Real Madrid anymore. And a lot of them are like sticking to their guns. Like we saw with Olmo, he left for Dynamo Zagreb because he wanted to be the star and he wanted to play. And then that got him his move to Leipzig and he stuck his guns there. Ferran Torres could have gone for Barcelona and Real Madrid. He went to Man City. Same with Laporte. Eric Garcia, although back at Barcelona, initially went over there. Azpilicueta's at Chelsea. Unai Simon's at Bilbao. Like,
Oyarzabal's at Sociedad, and he signed a new deal.
What like you and I grew up, it was just a combined Real Madrid, Barcelona, XI.
Yeah.
But now there's like Marcus Llorente, Koke, like there's so many different things. So I don't think like everyone's kind of like adjusting to like, oh, like this isn't Xavi, Iniesta, Ramos. You know what I mean? Like this is a different, like Puyol, this is a different era. This is, but yeah, I think leading into that World Cup, man, they've got a decent little squad. They've got a decent little squad. And they played some good football as well.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah,
they played some decent football. So I think But saying that, on the other hand, like Italy's defense just proves time and time again at a national level, like it's just animalistic. Like shout out to Emerson.
Was that Spinazzola?
Yeah, arguably Spinazzola. I've said it that Emerson and Spinazzola are very similar, both very attacking athletes, and honestly, they'd rather if you're a FIFA player, they're like a left mid on a 3-back. That's the best way to put it. But they play left back for the country, and both like Emerson filling in for arguably our how would you put it? Our biggest exceeding expectation player at the tournament by far. Yeah. Like he exceeded everyone's expectation. And Emerson's come in and done the exact same stuff, put in a shift and a half. And Di Lorenzo he's waited for his time at right back, and he's knocked Florenzi out of it, who's,
he's a very capable right back.
Yeah. And Di Lorenzo's gone in there, and every game he's putting in a shift. It's nothing fancy because if you watch the games, he's very defensive, and there's been a few times where balls are coming into the box and they go past Bonucci and Chiellini, and there's Di Lorenzo just cleaning it up. So, like obviously Locatelli and stuff like that are going to get a few headlines, and Chiesa, but there's a few players in this Italy chess piece that without them, the whole team would be in a different state. So,
100%.
It was good to watch.
No, it was a fantastic game. It was one of those games, right? You look at people think about like highlights of the Euros and they think the France-Switzerland game, but this is one of those games you look at the scoreline and it says 1-1, 3-1 on penalties, and you're not looking at it like this was a good game, but it was a great game.
Yeah, this was good because you saw like possession excellence versus defensive positioning excellence. Like you saw like two. Arguably the best possession team at the tournament and the best defensive team at the tournament go head to head. Yeah. And you were like, wow. Like I remember watching it and I was like watching passages of play and I was like, this is like elite athletes. These are like the best of the best.
And it was interesting from a tactical standpoint as well. Like you saw, I feel like for times in the game, Italy was just like, you can pass it around if you want.
Yeah.
We'll get the ball back.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was good because the front three pushed, and then you saw like Barella and Verratti kind of like filling gaps. Yeah. And then Jorginho was just chilling.
Just sweeping, chilling. And then just
Jorginho just reads play. Like for anyone that watches football, you'll know Jorginho just reads the game so well. Like unbelievably well. So when Jorginho was just sitting back, I was like, oh yeah, we'll get the ball. And time and time again, we got the ball. We didn't really want to hold it, to be honest. And the centre-backs, Chiellini and Bonucci just didn't want it, which was fair. Like Spain had a very good press on, very good press. So we were just happy to launch it forward. And with our forwards, they're so nippy and small, like they're not Lukaku size. You know what I mean? They're just going to try and nip the ball off you and make you force an error. And that's what we kind of did on our goal. It was a lot of like Spain was a bit all over the place on that goal. Yeah. And they kind of got too comfortable on the ball leading into that second half, and that's where the goal came from. But yeah, so that I thought that was the best game out of that was the best game we've played in terms of defensive performance by far. But it wasn't the best semi-final, like compared to the other game, in my opinion.
No. But it was still a good game. Like I feel like people just dismiss it because it was like 1-1, whatever. Yeah. But and I think that it just shows because. We'll talk about it like when we talk about the finals preview, but Italy played another final. Yeah. Like,
bro, we've played. This is what I'm saying to people, right? England got Germany. Hard
Fair
team,
enough.
Right? And they were 1-0 up, and Muller misses the chance in like the 80-something minute. That changes the game. And like, out of everyone in the world, if you're a coach, you're hoping Muller has that chance. Yeah. So like, that baffled me. And fair enough, England go down the other end of the pitch, make it 2-0, right? So they versus Germany, they versus Ukraine, they versus Denmark. Denmark are a world-class team, right? They're world-class, so that's fair. But we versus Belgium, Spain, and a very well-oiled Austrian side.
Yeah.
Well, a very good Austrian side. For Austria's standards in previous times, this Austrian side is one of the best they've had come through. So, whereas England have had a bit of an easier run. So it was interesting to see. Like that's another fight. Like Belgium and Spain for Italy were like two big games. Like
two finals. Like they could have been the final of the Euros if the bracket worked out differently.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
That's that. But it's coming home. Let's talk about England, Denmark. Cracking game, England, Denmark.
Yeah, look, it was. I can't lie. Like I'm on the opposite end of the bandwagon. I don't. First of all, I've said it before and again. I don't know what makes it home, but we'll leave that for another day. However, England did play well. The best way I've seen it put on social media is England deserved to win, but Denmark did not deserve to lose.
No. Like,
and look, it was a good game. Like we said last podcast, Højbjerg and Delaney are world class.
Yeah.
Like legit. Højbjerg, I know he plays for Tottenham and I know he's Danish, so it's hard to say. Like, it's hard for people to think it, but Højbjerg is genuinely a world class midfielder at this point. Like, his performances this season, good. His performance against England, like same as Schmeichel for Leicester, proven time. I said it last podcast, top 5 in the Prem. Like his performance was nuts, and with the pressure of that press conference he did before the game. Talking about like what makes it home or whatever. I love that. I like
the little bit of the little bit of fire there.
A bit of niggle, and like that's where he lives. Like, and he's got an English accent. Like he's grown up there and everything. But so it was just good to see like him, give a bit of niggle there. And but England, man, Southgate's proven, kind of knows what he's doing, eh?
Well, he made it to the 2018 World Cup semi-final, 2019 National League semi-final, and then now he's in the final of the Euros. So I think the Southgate slander needs to slow down a little bit, because he's brought something to England that England didn't have, and that's hope that their country can win a major tournament. Yeah. And like their whole country's backing it. And it's funny because everyone hates England. And it's like Man United. If you're a Man United fan, everyone hates you because you're a Man United fan. But and now everyone hates England fans.
That's why the English fans go nuts, because they
know they're living it.
Yeah.
And if you
especially with the Scottish.
Yeah, and the Scottish, the Welsh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good laugh. And the Irish.
It's so funny.
It's a good laugh.
If it was Australia,
so I agree.
If Australia was like that, and if we had a competent national team and a competent youth development system where we could have a good team, I'd love it. I'd be living it. I'd be saying it's coming home to Sydney, it's coming home to Brisbane, it's coming home to wherever. I'd do it all day.
Coming home to Mountie. That's where it's going to.
I would be doing that all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I don't.
From a performance perspective, I personally thought, we said it last podcast, and I was so happy when I watched it. Mikel Damsgaard, free kick,
baby,
is freakish. That is freakish. That's Ronaldo top spin. Portugal versus Spain in the World Cup 2018. Yeah. That is the exact same spin. That is straight over the wall, and the goalkeeper can't really react because it is so powerful. And by the time it's come over the wall, it's almost in the net.
The crazy thing is, I saw it when I watched it, and I was like, the wall moved. Like, the Danish wall moved to block Pickford even more, which was crazy. Like, literally last second, they just move. And it's like, that blocks that vision right there. Not taking away anything from the free kick, because that was crazy. And Pickford gets something on it. Like, the crazy thing is, he gets at least something on it. So, I don't know why the English media are going at Pickford for letting that goal in.
No, they're all...
It doesn't make sense.
It's almost like something worth talking about sometimes, because it's just...
it's just ridiculous.
Anything for a negative headline, because negative sells.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, what do you do in that situation as a goalkeeper? Like, it's unsavable. And the bloke lets one goal in after 6 games, and you're coming at his head like you should have saved an absolutely worldy free kick. Like, no chance.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I've been on SofaScore a lot lately. Besides Kasper Schmeichel, who do you think was voted as second best player of the match?
Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Great shout. Yeah. 7.8 rating, which is big. Which is very big. Schmeichel had an 8.6, put it that way. So if anything's close to an 8, it's a world-class performance. And like Slabad was class.
Yeah, he just dealt with everything.
We're big fans of Slabad over this side of football.
We're a fan of Slabhead. That 80 million price tag, we love it.
Yeah, I love the man. I think he's like, I love him because even though he's worth 80 million, he was such an underdog to perform to that standard. And now he's led your national country to a major tournament
final.
A major tournament final. Like he's led from the back. He is cemented. Bear in mind that back line is also amazing.
And
it's got like Luke Shaw in the form of his life with,
Kyle Walker
that's
was
always performed that. Yeah, Kyle Walker's consistency of performance is actually nuts.
He was incredible as well last night.
Yeah, and John Stones has come to the form that we once thought we would see him come to from when he was at Everton. So he's finally hitting that form.
Yeah.
But I thought, what do you think of the game in terms of like a midfield battle and England dominance?
I thought Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice were fucking awful in the first 45. Yeah. They were bad.
Yeah, Declan Rice had a bit of I thought he had a shit game.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's one as well that gets a lot of slander. One bad game, like he's allowed to have one bad game, but it just wasn't.
Of course.
It just wasn't to the performance that we know he can do. That first 45, like that was anyone's game, and especially when that Damsgaard goal goes in, I feel like previous England sides that would have been the point where they come into the second half a little deflated, and then Denmark score a second and it's over. But I think whatever Southgate said, or whatever is in that dressing room, maybe, I don't know what it is. Something in that dressing room, second half, they turned up.
Yeah.
Like they turn up and they score that, and that own goal goes in, and it's just like... Yeah.
He had a cracker game though, Vestergaard.
He did.
He had a very, very good game. He was the best out of the back three for me.
Yeah,
I thought he was class.
From a tactical standpoint, I thought what was interesting from England is they did the fucking Harry Kane CDM shit, but it worked for whatever reason. Because they brought him, because he dropped back so much, it gave license for Bukayo Saka, who I thought was really, really good last night, and Raheem Sterling to sort of be more like inverted wingers and sort of cut inside and drop in, and Kane can ping those ball ins, which we know he can do. And that's that's interesting. That's interesting how they did that. So although we berate Kane for playing as a CDM, he did the business last night.
Yeah. I will say personally, I thought it was a dive.
I thought it was a dive too. You can't
it's just like he's not even like Myler doesn't even touch him, eh?
But the crazy thing is, right?
But like, how is like? It's just like we're at a state of football where even if you like look like you're going to touch him, but you don't, and then he still goes down because he's expecting the contact, they still call a penalty, which is baffling. Like you're calling it on intent, you're not calling it on actions. It actually like annoys me so much. And players like Sterling do it. I love Sterling. I'm a big fan of him. But like that dive was just like fuck, of course. Like as soon as it happened, I was like, yep. And I've been watching the refereeing all game. There were so many soft fouls for England, and I was like, yeah, fucking here we go, of course.
The thing is, right, so it's like he knows that. He knows that any like sort of intent to bring him down will get a foul. And it's the 105th minute and you're in the semi-final of the Euros. You're going to go down.
Yeah.
If that was me, I'd go down just for the chance to get a penalty, and it happened. And I think that to sort of put another little bit in the mix, I don't think the Damsgaard foul, the Denmark foul that led to the Damsgaard goal was a foul either.
Yeah,
I think that was soft as well.
I think there was heaps of soft fouls, man.
I think the refereeing is just soft.
But like, how is VAR not going back to these things and being like it's just proving VAR isn't in full implementation?
I think VAR was looked at that goal, that penalty. Sorry,
but like how is it not overturned? Like it's clearly like.
Online, I saw someone go like, he was hit on his hip, like his hip went into Sterling, and then his ankle was clipped. I just saw it as a dive. I mean, I saw it as
you felt clear as day.
You felt a little bit, and as soon as you felt a little bit, go down.
Yeah, but look, it is what it is, and also, the lasers in Schmeichel's eyes and all that—that's not good. But that's happened time and time again in football. So Hopefully those people never able to attend a football game again.
No.
And if they have memberships, they're completely revoked. But like, I thought Denmark's they've been heroes, man. But I will say one thing: Christian Eriksen plays in that game. Oh my god, it is different.
Game. Although Damsgaard played very well.
No. I think Damsgaard and Eriksen instead of Braithwaite, if that was Eriksen, imagine every time Braithwaite got the ball, Christian Eriksen was picking it up.
Yeah.
Different. That's what I say to people. I go, imagine if Eriksen played. God, I don't know if it'd be much different. No. Imagine every time Braithwaite touched the ball, that's Christian Eriksen getting the ball. That's what you got to imagine because that's the difference.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there, and I don't know if he'll be returning to football. But they put in a massive performance, and Denmark have a lot to take into the World Cup next year.
Oh god, yeah. Everybody. It's weird, right? Because I think they're gonna be like the Turkey of this year, where everybody's hyping them up, and I hope that they don't do a Turkey, and I hope they do very, very well in the World Cup.
I think they're more level-headed than the Turks were.
I feel like the Turks just got too big-headed. And I think
I've spoken to I've got Turkish mates and they were saying we've done it time and time again before. We win a few games and then we just get we get really massive egos and then we get to a major tournament and that's where we don't perform. So I was like, yeah, but I don't see Denmark doing that because Denmark have the boys that won that Euros in around that camp.
Yeah.
So they know to be like, all right, boys, you got to settle down here and you need to get results. Honestly, Denmark would have had an easier run to the final had, Christian Eriksen, obviously, it doesn't what happened to him in that Finland game. But if that game wasn't played that same day, it would have been a completely different result.
Yeah. There would have been a completely different place on the table.
I honestly feel like it would have been Belgium on 9 points. You have Denmark on 6, and then whoever won out of Finland and Russia, maybe 3 or 1 point each. So. But obviously not. So, yeah, but Denmark's run was still nuts to me, and I thought it was awesome to see. So,
no, 100%. I think, Denmark definitely have something to bring into the World Cup, and I think that squad is just going to get better. And I think mentally, this Euros has just solidified all of them, and as a national team and as a nation. And I think that they'll go into that World Cup thinking we can do something here. We can go into this World Cup and think we're not gonna get knocked out in the group stages. We're gonna fucking go.
It's like Switzerland, man. Switzerland, they have a belief. Oh, we can. Switzerland, I know have made it to round of 16 in major tournaments plenty of times, but it's a matter of but beyond that, you got to get beyond that. Denmark know now that they can get beyond that. And their system will play well against teams from Africa and South America and North America, Asia. That system will work for 110%. Joachim Meiler, Larson, who had a blinder, Udinese boy. That back three is solid as well. Højbjerg and Delaney, Damsgaard. And I feel like most probably by the time next year, we may see someone different to Braithwaite emerge. For that national
to go alongside,
team.
with Paulson.
Yeah, you never know who's going to bloody hit form and at what point and stuff like that, and injuries and whatnot. But I feel like they got a solid foundation of that 7 at the back type of thing. The front 3 could easily change, or 8 at the back. But I feel like it was a good game. But England, credit where credit's due, they've been playing some beautiful football.
Have been.
Southgate proven that the prettiest football is not always most effective. So he's gone with the most effective football is not always the prettiest.
Yeah.
So gone the opposite way of Spain in a sense. And look, as an Italian,
you want to get into the final preview now? Then
I'd love to.
All right, go on. Tell me where Italy is. How does Italy beat England?
Oh, man. Defensive solidity. And in our heads, mate, I'm telling you, in our heads, if Sterling, Grealish, any of them dive, you can guarantee Chiellini and Bonucci are screaming at them on the floor. Every single Italian player will scream at them.
Yeah.
Italian players are so mentally strong. But we're coming into this with a 30-game unbeaten run. In typical football fashion, that streak would end in a bloody final. But look, I see. This is what I said to the boys. I said Barella and Verratti versus Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips will be a key part in how this game is decided because the attacks and the defense are fairly even. But that Barella had I think he played shit against Spain. I don't think he played that well. But against Belgium, cracker. So, but I feel like, Barella and Verratti against the Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips, it'll be very, very interesting. And if Rice plays like that again with a Nicolo Barella on form,
England's midfield two will be run over.
Yeah, and if Rice plays like that again, you can almost count Verratti and Barella will have a day out. And it'll be up to the full English fullbacks and whatnot to pick up the pieces. Yeah. Look, Chiro up top will definitely. How do I put it? He's more of a challenge for Maguire and Stones than Kasper Dolberg. As good as Kasper Dolberg's been, he's way more of a challenge. He's way more nippier, and you cannot give him more than inches in the box because he's
a finisher, and he's more experienced as well than a Dolberg. A Dolberg comes into the national team, he's got the nation on his back. Immobile, been there, done that. Well, he's like 29, 30 now. He's been there in the league. He's been there for the national team. Like, he's a different prospect.
Yeah. So, but look, I think we'll line up the same as always. I'm telling you, Lorenzo Insigne is going to have something to say. This will be used as a clip after the final. Lorenzo Insigne is going to have something to say, brother. He has been unbelievable. Yeah. Federico obviously deserves the credit he gets for the finishes he's been putting out. But in terms of Insigne's work ethic and the chances he creates for us up top, he's just a different breed of animal. So
I'd put Insigne on Slabhead. I'd get him to personally target him, run at him with the ball, give him something to think about. Yeah, because Insigne is not tall.
No. He's short. He's a kid size. You could put him in a grade of year 6 kids and he'd be not even the tallest. So
exactly.
I think it would be interesting because he matches up with Walker, of course, but that doesn't bother Insigne at all. He doesn't care who he's versing. He just goes about his day. He's very much, I don't care who I'm versing. It's about how I perform. Federico Chiesa, I hope he starts. He's kind of knocked Berardi off that starting position, which is fair enough the way he's been playing. Like I said, if we go to the midfield, we see Barella and Verratti versus Rice Phillips. Jorginho in behind, that plays Premier League, knows how to handle all of these boys. And knows how to handle all of them. And the Italian backline obviously is going to be the same. But if we look, I looked at the preview on SofaScore, and at the moment they're saying England are $2.70 for the win, and Italy are at $2.90, which is very interesting to me, at least. I thought that was very interesting. But we'll see. We'll have to see. But it's at Wembley, so I don't know, man.
Do they play the same way that they did against Spain? Do they just let England have the ball and let Harry Maguire?
No. I don't think England have the capability to play the ball like Spain do at all. No way. No, there's no Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips are not like Pedri and Busquets and Koke. They're nowhere near that caliber of possession.
No.
They're going to be there to stop our front three. Those two are going to double up.
So Italy then go back to, we're just going to press and press and press and make life hard for you. Yeah,
I think Jorginho will most probably control the game.
Yeah.
I think he'll get the ball and he'll just, as we saw in the penalty shootout against Spain, just be calm. I was sitting with my dad when that penalty shootout happened, just to get back to that game quickly. And Dad's got his shirt over his head, and I go, this is in. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, this is Jorginho, and he kind of lifted his head. He was like, oh yeah, I've obviously, from the Premier League. I was like, it's always in. He's just the calmest head in
so
the whole nation's watching because we've struggled for the past 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in the England game, he'll be chill. He's most probably played at Wembley before. If he's played, he would have in Chelsea final. So so he'll be chill. It would be big for the Italian players though, because we are the underdogs. Like England do have the home game, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think Di Lorenzo and Emerson may have a bit of a shift to put in.
I feel like he's going to go with that same lineup, Southgate. He's going to have Saka on the right, Sterling on the left. And I feel like
Saka, as an Arsenal boy, I love that man. He's so promising.
He is. And I think I don't know, man. I back Sterling and Saka to give them some serious issues.
Yeah, honestly, it is the two best teams at the tournament versing each other in the final, which is how it should be. Want. Yeah. We've seen in other finals that it hasn't necessarily been that way, but yeah, this one, it is the two best teams versing each other. But what do you think? What's your score predictions?
I'll say what I think about England and I'll give my score prediction. I think Southgate will play more of the same, more of this sort of like, I don't know if some England fans call it anti-football, but it gets them to a final.
I don't think it is. It's called tactics, man. It's called tactics.
It gets them to a final, so you can't really complain. Yeah. I think what's going to be interesting is if they do the same thing that they did against Denmark, have Harry Kane drop further back and have him play balls in behind of Bonucci and Chiellini, Emerson, so that Sterling and Saka can get those balls. But the problem is, if he does that and they get those balls on the wings, who's in the box?
Yeah, but also that Italian midfield won't let Kane have the ball that much.
That's the thing, because you're going to have Jorginho sniffing out the fact that Kane's dropping back. Okay, he's going to get the ball and he's going to do something here.
Yeah.
So from a tactical standpoint, it's going to be an interesting battle to see if Southgate continues how he's going. Or will he put Sterling on the right and Grealish on the left and then just let them play?
Yeah. It remains to be seen, hey. That's the beauty about this. It's a final, so it really does come down to like, there is so much more than just turning up. There is so much more. These people will not sleep. The players will, but the coaching staff won't. They'll be analysing every bit of Italian football from this tournament.
Yeah, because it's like case of do you continue to do what led you here, or do you change it to adapt to the team you're versing?
Yeah.
And that's
Italy won't change. Italy won't change. I can tell you now. Italy, we're not changing.
No, and I don't know.
Nothing's broken in our thing, so why would we change?
No, I don't think Italy will change. I think England will change, if anything.
Yeah. If they do change, Southgate goes from a hero to a villain.
Yeah, exactly. If they do change what they've been doing and then lose, then
you
that's
either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
That's exactly it. I
think
that
could happen to Southgate.
Yeah, well, it's gonna my key area on the pitch will be midfield.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. I think Barella and Verratti will run over Rice and Phillips, but Rice and Phillips could put in a shift to their lives.
If Rice and Phillips, they're the two that need to turn up. They don't turn up, England lose.
Yeah.
If they have a 45 like they did against Denmark, like the first 45, then Italy will score 2 goals in the first half.
Yeah.
So it's gonna I don't know, because the thing as well, if you have Barella and Verratti, they're going at Rice and Phillips, you're gonna have a Harry Kane dropping into a 10 alongside a Mason Mount, who I think will play. So it's going to be interesting. The midfield is the key point here, because I think the England defense is solid, the Italian defense is solid, the England attack is amazing, the Italian attack's amazing. It's just that midfield. Whoever wins that midfield battle wins the game.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. It's a great final. It's a great final.
Fantastic. I'm glad that it's not France versus Portugal or France Germany versus Germany. It's so boring. We've done that 50 million times before. I'm glad that it's either coming home or it's coming to Rome. Like, that's amazing. That's great. and I love it. I love the storyline.
Yeah. And before we wrap up the episode, quick shout out to the Copa America. Their finals on Sunday.
Brazil, Argentina.
Lionel Messi could be bringing something home. I personally haven't been keeping up with it, but I was able to watch the semi-final between Brazil and Peru.
Brazil is so good, man.
Yeah, but Peru, man, as we saw the World Cup, they got a team and a half coming through.
Yeah.
So, but Brazil, yeah, they just got the one and settled it, controlled the game. But
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I hope for Messi he brings one home, but I hope for Brazil Richarlison brings one home.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Messi. I think it's Messi's time, bro. I think it's Messi's time.
Emiliano Martinez is absolutely he's a freak.
Yeah,
he's a freak.
Yeah, he's proven.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's nuts. And let's by the time we record the next Euro episode, which will have the final decided, and
we'll know the Copa America final as well.
Yeah, we haven't been able to cover that much because it's just the Euros just took over really, but. Yeah, we'll have both of them out. We'll have a decent final review on both of them.
Yep. All right, Hazmat, score review, score prediction.
Italy, England.
Yes.
Italy 2-0.
Ooh, I'm going England 2-1 extra time.
Oh. What about Copa America?
Copa America.
We should do a Copa America one.
I reckon it's gonna. Fuck.
Argentina 3, Brazil 2.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that would be a best game. That would be cracker.
I'm going 2-0 Brazil. I'm gonna say 2-0 Brazil.
You don't see Argentina scoring?
No.
Oh, well, I don't see England scoring, so
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2-1 England, extra time, and 2-0 Brazil, and then you got 2-0
Italy.
2-0 Italy.
3-2 Argentina. So we're completely on the opposite ends.
I like it. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the OzSide Podcast. If you liked it, leave a like. Comment down below with your score predictions for both the Euro final and the Copa America final. I'd love to see them. Pop them down below. Hazmat, what else should they do?
If they get the score predictions right, they'll get a free Hellos hoodie of the new drop.
No way! What? Can I enter?
Yeah, of course you can. Just comment below.
What your
score predictions are on this video for the European final, and you get a free Hellos hoodie.
Oh my god, I'm clipping that.
Chuck us a follow on TikTok. Chuck us a follow on Instagram. Like, comment. We appreciate all the support. We're pretty small at the moment, but we're getting some decent engagement on our posts, so we really appreciate it. And until then, we'll see you next episode. Cheers.
We hitting the fade. Pull up in a whip with 21 babes. Here come the bastards, 21 days.